Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's live. Well, today's live is dedicated to all of those who believe that they do not really get sufficient amount of protein, and specifically for those who've been asking questions about whether I'll be getting enough protein during this month of Shravan when I'm going to abstain from eating all the non-vegetarian food, or also those who have doubts about whether my food is rich in protein or not. Now, there are two concepts I'm going to talk about today. One is the protein gap, and the second is the protein assimilation. Now, we are made to believe by the food industry that our food is deficient in protein, and as a result of which, we only focus on protein rich foods and we try to add as much protein as possible. But let me tell you, there was a study done on milk that is fortified with protein and the fat was removed. So they had low fat milk fortified with extra amino acids or made it protein rich, and the other milk was just the regular milk, full fat milk with a regular amount of protein. Now, who you think did better? The people who had the regular milk did way better and had much better results compared to the ones that had the milk which was fortified with additional amino acids and where they removed the fat from the milk. So do not really fall for these fortified foods or high protein rich foods. Deficiency in protein that affects you if you're not having access to good home cooked meals every day. All right, so do not really fall for these kind of marketing strategies. There have always been communities who are completely vegetarian in the world. Some of the communities are completely non-vegetarian, and also there were some who were already vegan, or today it's also called as vegan or plant-based. So people were always existing. It's just now that they are kind of trying to market products to us and selling it as healthy or protein rich or protein fortified, and they make us believe that our time tested traditional recipes do not have enough protein. The second is also about the egg. Now, when we eat an egg, we always want to get rid of the yolk and eat just the white, right? Now, you need to understand when you do not really eat in that food matrix. Now, what is the food matrix? The food matrix is your balanced meal. Now, the egg is a very balanced meal. So you gotta have that egg. If you want the protein from it, you need to eat the yolk as well. So my advice to you would be, if you love eating eggs, eat 1 or 2 per day, but eat the whole egg, and don't do 10-15 eggs a day just because you want protein. Now, the actual gap in our nutrition is that we're getting malnourished, and malnourished from nutrients such as iron, vitamin B12, vitamin D, selenium, zinc, and the list goes on. So we are not deficient in protein, but we are deficient in micronutrients, and these micronutrients are what we need to build muscle, for better sleep, for better digestion, for better hormonal balance, for our fertility, hair, skin, and also now for our mental health. So make sure that you don't just focus on protein, or just don't make protein the mainstay of your entire diet. There's everything that you need in proportion, and your time tested recipes are actually giving you all the nutrients that you need. So your khichdi is cooked along with the rice and a lentil. Your biryani is cooked along with the rice and the meat, and these are already the recipes are in a fixed proportion. So it's a balanced meal, and that is what your food matrix is about. So if you want good protein in your food, then you have to ensure that you're having balanced meals, or you're sticking to your time tested traditional recipes and eating the food matrix. Now, what about protein assimilation? And people who go to the gym or they work out, they've always been told have extra protein or add protein or go for a protein supplement. Now, similarly to regular people and people who don't go to the gym and lift heavy weights, you have to eat your balanced meals. You cannot make your protein supplement the mainstay of your meal, or when you go out you stop snacking on fruits and nuts and just snack on an energy bar or a protein bar thinking that this is going to give you extra protein. So stop doing that. These kind of behaviors are going to give you acidity, or headaches, hair fall issues, gut health issues. So try and stick to eating foods in a balanced manner and don't make protein your mainstay of your meal. Now, are you or can you have a protein supplement? Yes, of course you can have. But if you're eating your 3 balanced meals, or you have access to home cooked meals immediately after your workout, you don't really need to have a protein supplement. You can do with your homemade meals. Now, when should you be taking a protein scoop or a protein supplement? Definitely after your workout, within about 15-20 minutes after your workout, because that is when the repair, the recovery starts. So that's when you really need your protein scoop. Or you can also do it before you go to bed in the night. Now, along with that protein, the scoop of whey protein, you also need to replenish the glycogen stores that you've lost during your workout. So make sure that with that scoop of protein, you eat a banana, or you have a few apricots or some dates, or you could also have a little bit of a few pieces of sweet potato along with it. Don't forget to hydrate. All right, so these are important for the assimilation of protein. So you need to ensure that you're also replenishing your glycogen stores and you're getting enough water after your workout to ensure that that protein scoop that you're taking works for you. Now, what kind of a protein? Specifically whey protein, and whey that comes from dairy and not from any of the plant sources. So ensure that you're having dairy protein. Now, this is what you're supposed to do after your workout. Next, there is so much about eating enough protein or whether I'm getting enough protein. So there are so many people who just increase their protein intake by adding a lot of meats, adding a lot of cheese, and all different sources of protein. But if you do not sleep well, all right, if you're not getting enough sleep, then there is no protein assimilation going to happen. So you can eat as much as protein as you want, but you will not see the desired results if you're sleeping at 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. in the morning. You will not see the results. All right. So try and ensure that you're sleeping enough, you're getting enough sleep. So the second thing is, if you're not working out, and this is especially for the parents who feel that their kids are, deficient in protein, and they start adding protein powders to their meals or to their milks, and they also give them protein rich energy bars and things like that. What you need to understand is that if your kid is inactive, if the child is not playing, then the protein is not getting assimilated, the calcium is not getting assimilated in this child. So you need to understand that if your child is active for about 60 or 90 minutes every single day, that kid is getting enough protein from the food that you're giving them, and they don't really need to have additional sources of protein. You do not need to feed them protein supplements or energy bars which are rich in protein, or protein rich foods. Similarly with us adults, if you're not active, if you're having a very sedentary lifestyle, you're sitting in front of on a desk for about 5-6 hours or even more at a stretch, then you are going to have problems with protein assimilation. All right, so ensure that you're active throughout the day. If you can't really stand up and go for a walk in between your meetings and things like that, at least stand in one place. You could stand and do your phone calls, you can stand and do your work, stand for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then you can go back to sitting if you want to, or you can stand for a good 15-20 minutes and then maybe take a seat. But in order for your protein to get well assimilated, sleep, activity, and exercise are really important. Now, when it comes to exercising, about 30 minutes every day is what would be ideal, or 60 minutes every alternate day. So ensure that your exercise is in place, because without exercising, if you're just going to increase your protein, it's not going to help. In fact, it will cause worse problems. You'll start having breakouts on your skin. Your gut health will go for a toss. If you ask any person who eats about 10-15 eggs a day and they eat such a lot of protein, what really happens to their gut health, they will be in a better position to tell you, because there is a lot of bloating, a lot of acidity, a lot of acid reflux also that happens. All right. So today's message is you have to eat in that food matrix. So make sure that you eat balanced meals and foods that are already time tested, and eat them in a traditional manner. Second, do not make one food element as the mainstay of your diet. It's not only about eating low carbs and eating high protein. You have to ensure that you're getting all those micronutrients as well in your diet. And the third point is that exercise is very important for your protein assimilation and absorption. And lastly, you have to sleep right. You have to make sure that you are sleeping well. You have to sleep at around 11:30 and wake up at around 5:30, 6 in the morning. That is when you get good protein assimilation and your body recovers. There is good muscle that builds and gets repaired, and that is when you will start seeing results. You will see a better definition, you'll get leaner, you'll start losing fat. All right. So this is about protein today. We've spoken about the protein gap that does not exist really, but we are made to believe that we are all deficient in protein. But now we understand that in order to have protein, what we got to do, and ideally if you have access to 3 home cooked meals every single day, and those meals are time tested and cooked in a traditional manner, you do not suffer from any protein deficiency. All right. And you have no need to take a protein supplement or have high protein cookies and high protein tortillas and high protein cakes and energy bars or protein bars. All right. And lastly, if you exercise every day, there is going to be good assimilation of protein. All right. So thank you so much everyone for joining in today. It was lovely to have you all. Have a lovely weekend. And if you've learned something today, don't forget to share this video with somebody who could benefit, somebody from your family or your friend circle. I'm sure there is a message out there about protein. Okay, so thank you so much, and I will see you all next week with another interesting topic. Bye bye. Good night.